There we go. So today's class, the Agent Mastermind, is Stop Being a Secret Agent. It is one of my favorite classes I do, but it's also one of my biggest pet peeves. And as you may know, I work on a lot of agent websites or with brokerages and agents. And I see all the time profiles that are very outdated, do not have their complete information. And to me, that is a lot of missed opportunities. I know I get reached out from agents all the time looking for agents in different areas. I may know someone in that area, but if it's going to cause me to have to find your information, spend 10 minutes to do it, I'm just going to go to the next agent that I know, quickly, easily find the information to share. So today's class is mostly about increasing your digital footprint, making sure you don't have any missed opportunities, because that's never any fun. I would tell you to do this minimum once a year, twice a year. Anytime something changes, I am constantly looking at this just to see what's going on, all that fun stuff. So here are my top tips that I have. One is, when is the last time you actually Googled yourself? When I went to Google Academy years ago, they had us do this, and well, not everybody has the same problem I do. There is another Heather Holiday, and all of her handles are at Heather Swallows. She's a infamous sword swallower. Now she's international. She's huge. She has my name. She's got tons of photos, tons of videos, but I would love if you Google yourself on your phone right now and actually tell us if you pop up. Maybe it's a football player, basketball player, some model, something like that. I would love to know if anyone has the same problem I do. And if you've ever noticed on all of my bios, it says Heather H. Holiday. My nickname since high school, because all my best friends were Heather, has been H3. That's my initials. So if you ever notice on my bios, it's Heather H. Holiday. And that's to really kind of different, to make myself look a little different than the sword swallower, so that people know I'm not her, not swallowing any swords. But you know, it does make for interesting topic when somebody tries to Google me and finds her instead. But you know, it is what it is. I let them be, let myself be the guinea pig during the Google Academy. It was a blast, because everyone had a lot of fun, just because I have a problem in trying to get myself to come up on the first page of any search result. Took a lot of work, and I am going to be sharing with you things that I did that really helped me try to elevate and get myself up there. So I am curious if anyone else has a sword swallower or anything else fun. I think I've done this class a few times in person. There was one person that was a serial killer, so they did get they beat me, because I would much rather be a sword swallower than a serial killer. But just things that we have to think about. Always Google yourself, find out all the different profiles. We forget every single place that we're at or where we've set up profiles. We go to conferences and trainings, and there's always this hot new product. So make sure Google yourself. You can go incognito. That way it's not storing all of the memory. It's going to be more of what a consumer, if they search you, is going to give those same similar results. So definitely check that out as well. So Google yourself, see what happens. Your MLS profile, also a big pet peeve. You are printing out all of these properties, you're out showing, you print out the information sheets. It has your name, it has your email, website, phone number, all of that stuff. So many times we do not even see a cell phone number, or it has an old email address or a very old website address. I see some agents, they have the company website versus their own website. Make sure to go through your MLS profile. That is key to something that you're using daily, as far as sending those emails, prospects, alerts, all that kind of stuff is all done through your MLS and printing out those sheets. So make sure you have that. I know another pet peeve is trying to get a hold of an agent on the weekend and they don't have a cell phone number. You don't know how to find them. So make sure that your MLS profile is completely up to date. with all of that information that you have. That is what's going out to consumers, and also how other local agents are trying to find you. Social media, of course. Make sure you go through your profile, your about section. I would definitely, like on Facebook, when you go into your employers, tag your office and tag your Facebook business page if you have one. That makes it super easy. A consumer finds you on a personal level, or a friend or family, they can hover over that. It's going to link them straight to your business page, and it's going to ask them to follow you if they don't already follow you. So it's a really great way to try to grab traction, to gain followers or likes onto that business page. Facebook makes it really hard. They almost make you want to pay to play, but making it easily accessible to everyone is crucial. Plus, you also want to make sure you're not a secret agent. Make sure you have your business page listed on your profile so people know where you work and where to find you. I see this a lot. I would probably say at least 50% of the agents don't have anything in their workplace. I know this because, in the Remax Creative Group, we get at least 50 requests a day to join that group. Some people will send us a message saying, I tried to request to join the group 2 weeks ago and nobody's approved me. Well, you're a secret agent. You don't have anything where you work. We can't validate who you are. And there's a lot of scammers out there right now, and trolls, and, it's kind of crazy how intelligent these people are trying to get into different groups to spam them. So it takes, basically, you're going to have to wait until we have spare time to go and validate who you are. That happens, I would say, it's a lot. It's probably minimum 50%. If we have 100 requests, I may have 10 people that actually answered questions, and that will actually have their business page attached to the profile. Don't make it super hard. Make that public. Don't lock down your profile completely, especially when it comes to your website, your other social and everything like that. When it comes to your social media, you want to be out there. Same with Instagram. I would not make that a private account. I know when somebody follows me, and if, I'll try to go over there, and if they're a private account, I'm not even going to request, because I'm like, oh, it's personal. I don't even want to go there. So unless you are a public profile, then I won't even go there, just because I don't know why you have it private. So make sure that you have on everything, all of your social, your cell phone number. It's going to be on all the websites anyway. You want people to be able to find you, have your email address, where you work, a little bit about yourself. And, you don't have to always be constantly posting listings. You can definitely be yourself. I barely post anything like that. It's mostly all personal. I'm trying to get better at that, but it doesn't have to be all spam. Be yourself, be authentic to who you are on social media, but make sure, go through every one of your profiles. You have the Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, wherever you may be. Make sure that you have all of your information. People know exactly who you are and how to be able to get more information, going to your website, stuff like that. Go through each one of your social media accounts to do that. Zillow, like them or not, it's where the consumers are. So any of these profiles that you want to do, pimp them up. I will say we pimped ours up on an office level. We used to pay for Zillow well over 10 years ago. We haven't paid them a penny since, but we have links that go back to our website. So we have all the cities, getting your home value, all of that. You can hyperlink inside of your profile. I can see because we have Google Analytics on our website, I can see I get traffic from Zillow. So people have found our profile and are going to our website because of that. That helps us. We also get leads. So it's definitely way down from maybe what it was last year, but these, we haven't paid Zillow in over 10 years, but we're still getting leads from them because of our profile. Make sure you have your current brokerage, your website address, all your social links. Add in that video that you have, or you should have. You could even go to Canva, anything like that, to be able to put in a profile video of yourself. Or what we did here is I just went into Canva, found different videos, added text, save it as a video, and was able to upload it in there. So it doesn't have to be a completely professional video. For me, you're always selling a way of life, not just a house. So just having area videos was great. And I did it in Canva with a pro account. Just do a search in their videos. You may be surprised what comes up for your area, but make sure pimp out your profile, all of them, and make sure you do backlink to your website, different areas that you serve as you're doing your bio, because it does bring traffic to your website, believe it or not. So make sure you do that. Whether you do reviews, that's on you. To me, consumers are still on Zillow. So I want my profile, and it's free, to completely be pimped out and completely done to, it's obviously Zillow is a reputable website. Lots of people go there. So having your information on there is only going to help when it comes to your digital footprint. Remax.net, whatever your profiles are, your franchise, whatever it may be, go into all of your designations. What designations do you have? Go into every one of those profiles and pimp it out. Make sure it has your full bio. If you're not really good with words like me, I actually just kind of write a little blurb. I go into ChatGPT and I tell it to rewrite it in the tone that I want it to be rewritten at, because I'm horrible when it comes to writing bios, but I can make sure all my links are on there. If you are Remax, make sure that your mobile phone has your cell phone number, because on the new KV Core, that is what is pulling over to that dashboard, that system. We want to make sure that your phone number is displayed on anything you send out, not the Office Smart number. So make sure if you have it under direct, make sure you put it under the mobile cell phone number, and make sure you have all of your social links, because again, that's going to feed all the way over to your website, to your public profiles, everywhere where agents are going to be able to do referrals and everything else. Make sure you have a photo, a bio, your hobbies, because for me, when I am searching for an agent and I'm going into the portal, I am playing matchmaker to the person I'm trying to find a referral for. I can't matchmake if you don't have a bio or you don't have interests. I want to make sure you're going to jive. So to me, it's like you're playing a matchmaker. I want to go in there and make sure you have everything completely set up. So fill it out, go to all of your designation websites as well. So a lot of people forget about that and don't realize, oh gosh, I forgot that photo was even there. It's just something to think about, because it is kind of out of sight, out of mind, not something that we're always on, but make sure to go check out all of those profiles. Realtor.com, same thing. You have cover photos now. You complete that profile, add all the cities that you serve, make sure that all of your sales are pulling in. And then if you are a broker, you can actually download to, and I'll answer the questions on that's on the Zillow. There's like a little trick, but you just have to go into that edit to be able to add the hyperlink. But basically, when you go in to edit the profile, there will be a little pay-per-click, like a little pay-per-click symbol. If you highlight the word that, like for me, it said Melbourne, I go to that page on my website, and then you highlight Melbourne, click on the little pay-per-click symbol, that's the link, and then you're going to paste that link in there and you're good to go. And that's where it's going to display the word versus the actual URL. And you can feel free to get with me, and I can do a video on that. Super easy. It's just the same way you would do it in a Word or anywhere else in your emails and all that kind of fun stuff. Brokers, for Realtor.com, log into your broker portal. You can actually download a full list for all of your agents who has a profile, photo, bio, all of that information. It's going to help you be able to reach out to the agents and help them completely get their bio and profile set up. So that is a really good feature on a broker level, company level, that you can do to help your agents completely pimp out their profiles. You have a website. I mean, there's no excuses, whether it's from the board, franchise, anywhere else, websites, most franchises, you get one. Of course, most of you watching this are with Remax, and of course we have KV Core now. So you have a website. You need to make sure your website is listed everywhere. I personally always recommend having your own domain name so that you don't, if you change platforms, you always have control over that domain name. It's also great for your marketing. If you use particular hashtags or anything like that, you always have control over, it's your branding. I may have a problem buying too many domains, but I buy them and maybe I use them, maybe I don't. But if I think it's cute and fun and maybe I'll use it, I'm just going to buy it. I bought my son his domain when he was 10 years old. He's 22. I don't know if he'll ever use it. Right now, it just goes to his YouTube or a store or something like that that we set up. But have your own domain, go to GoDaddy, buy your domain. That way you have full control over all of your marketing. Because, for instance, in the past, we've had where with Remax, it was, myname.remax.com. Then it moved, I think at one point, even maybe when websites first kind of came out, it was myname.remax-florida.com. Then it went to remax.com. Then it went to myname.remaxagent.com. Now it's back to remax.com. If I had my own domain, I never would have to worry about changing all of my marketing for everything because I have full control over that domain. I don't care where it's going to or where it's getting pointed or set up. My marketing, my signs, nothing is going to have to change because I have full control over that domain. So I personally think it's worth the $15 a year to have your name.com and to go ahead and get something that's more about your area or whatever other domain that you may want. But make sure you have a website. It's really your online profile. It's just where everybody's going to be searching for you. Your reviews should be there, listings, all of that fun stuff. So no excuses. Everybody has a website. We need to make sure that they're live and active and being used. Let's see here. All right, I got some questions. Hold on. On your domain, if you're going from Boosh to KV Core, I have set up many where I just went in and removed the A and C name record inside of my GoDaddy and then went ahead and set up the forwarding to KV Core, no issues. There have been issues with some. And of course, when I wake up at 3 a.m., ideas come to my head. So this week, I thought, you know what if, in Boosh, when we had to set up our domains, we actually had to go into the Boosh backend portal to add our domain and then go into our registrar like GoDaddy to add the A and C record. Make sure you have it. You go into your Boosh backend. We can still get in there. Go in there, remove your domain from Boosh, as well as make sure that you have it removed inside of your registrar. So sometimes I know Julie's on here. That was my one thing I was going to email you about because I know you were having issues. Mine, it did take a full 48 hours for a lot of people for it to actually convert over. But I'm wondering if we disconnect from Boosh, if that'll help at all. I know somebody else was working on that to see if that would help, but I have heard that may help. So I'm curious on that. I didn't have any problems. I've set up many forwarding. I just made sure to remove the A record and the C name that we put into our registrar. And then I just set up the forwarding. And yeah, it's kind of weird. Most agents, it will not matter if you're forwarding. It's still the domain that you're putting on all of your marketing, and that's what they see. For agents, if you're running ads or anything like that, and it's very important to have your marketing as far as your domain. So it's your name, doname.com / whatever page, city it may be. If that's important because you're sharing that on social, to me, yes, pay the $11 a month. We're getting a ridiculous amount of tools at really no cost. So the $11 a month is like a drop in the bucket. Huge save of money. Think of all the people that were paying, $800 a month for KV Core. I'll pay $11 a month all day long because it's important to me that my name shows up everywhere whenever I share it to social. Most agents, probably 90%, they can forward it. Not going to be a big deal. That's what's on all their marketing. They're not doing heavy ads or anything like that where it's not going to really matter. But make sure that you do have your website live and set up. Represent your branding. It's cohesive with any color schemes or anything else that you have going on. Make sure it's cohesive. So somebody goes to your website, it matches everything else that you're doing marketing wise. Nextdoor, to me, it's a little bit of a crazy place, but you can completely be the community authority. Do not be spamming as far as, posting your listings and stuff like that. But we live, work, play with all of these different contractors. We're dealing with this day in and day out. So people are always in there asking for plumbers or this or that. You can give them a couple names, people that you work with all the time. So it's almost like you're giving value by giving information. That's going to really pump up who you are, authority in the market, in the community, because it is very hyper local. So give value, answering questions that you already know the answers to because you're in this all day long. So just start commenting, not necessarily always posting, giving value, being in Nextdoor. It's very popular craziness sometimes, but when people ask questions on stuff that you do all the time, you don't have to be salesy about it. Just be that community kind of mayor that you are, because you know vendors and you're able to help on so many different levels. Come from a place of value when you're answering questions, and it's going to go a long way, not just sharing listings all the time or anything like that, but really more about commenting, trying to create these relationships with these neighbors that are yours and you work in that community. So definitely try to do that. Not sure if anybody is yet, but it could be a very fantastic place to get to know your neighbors and for your neighbors to know you. And the more you give value, the more they're going to completely trust you, and you will be top of mind when it comes to real estate. And Google's your friend, especially now we have all this artificial intelligence. Think of, I call mine Echo. What is it, like the little circle dot things? We have so many that we've taken up all the names, but go to Google, make sure you have your complete profile set up, post to it once a week, give value, posting. If you're doing blogs to your website, you can be posting those. I find more area photos and information, those views get way more than any article I send or that I post out there. I kind of do a mixture, definitely more community related or photos and videos than I do just link backs to my website, but I combine a little bit. You will be super surprised at all the link backs, the calls, anything like that you get just by having your profile set up. And then of course, if you're getting reviews anywhere, this would be the place that I would want my reviews, just because when somebody goes to search anything, most are using Google, your profile is going to be up there. With artificial intelligence, if I were to go ask my Amazon thing, a real estate agent near me, it's going to be based on your reviews. So the more you pimp that up, the better it's going to be. But definitely you can see here, I get it, I geek out on all this data here, but just by having that, I can see how many people viewed me on the maps, viewed us, listings on a search, how many views we got. And this is just for like one quarter, 9,000. You see all the direct, where you see like discovery, branding, all of this kind of stuff, the actions. So these are, I had 354 people go to my website, and I had 92 ask me, try to find out where the office was. And I had almost 80 people call from a search on Google. So there's no excuse. Go to Google Business, set up your profile. It's super easy. Make sure you have all of your information there. And then what I do is I have it on my calendar as a task, is that I go in there weekly, or if I set it up for 2 weeks, I'm going to do at least 2 posts. So that way it's at a minimum of 4 posts a month that I'm actually publishing out to Google, just constantly keeping it updated. So Google knows it's an active account so that it gets pushed higher in the rankings. That's really going to help your digital footprint 1,000%. So make sure you have that set up. If you do have any third party that is managing that for you, make sure you are the owner of that account. You can add managers to help you, but make sure you are the owner, because there is no sense in you working on all of this stuff for you if you're not the owner. That means someone else owns rights to all that and can completely take it away and remove you. So I will say that heavily. If you are not the owner of your Google page, make sure that you are. before you have anyone doing anything. Because that's just super scary how there's all these third-party companies that will do all this posting for you, but you're, not really an owner of it, so it can be taken away from you. And that kind of stuff irritates me, but I see it happen all the time. So go to Google, set up your profile. If you already have one, make sure you're the owner and you can completely change everything on there. And you get all the emails, all of that stuff. And make sure to reply, just like on Zillow. If somebody gives you a review, reply to that. And there are crazy people. I get reviews, like on an office level, I will get reviews for another RE/MAX Elite in some other country. And I just have to reply. I'm like, I'm so sorry that happened. It looks, I'm in Florida. It looks like that was in Italy, but, I'm sorry that happened for you. Respond, just like when we're on Amazon, even if you have a bad review, like take it with a grain of salt. It's not the end of the world, but reply, because that is going to make all the difference in the world when people are reading all of those. Your headshots, don't be a shadow face. Hopefully nobody is using glamour shots from 1990s. Hopefully nobody's, that's horrible at doing selfies is actually using those for their profiles. I get it on a business page, on your LinkedIn. Those I definitely believe should be more professional. On your personal account, like my Facebook, it may have my husband and I, may have my family and I. That's a little different, but don't make it, a 30-year-old photo. And make sure that it represents you, because your photo that you have on all of your profiles, that is your brand. Whether you think it may be or not, definitely, does that represent you? Does it represent the clientele you're looking to work with? You have to think about it in a bunch of different ways. So make sure to look at all those profiles and update that headshot if you need to. I mean, now we have timers that we can use to actually not have to be a bad selfie, but cameras are absolutely amazing in what they can do now. So no more glamour shots. That's over and done with. This was the tool that I used the most when it came to really helping me rank myself higher within Google. Just my digital footprint itself, having the issue of the other Heather Holiday, is I went to brandyourself.com. They do have a free and a paid version. Right now, I only do the free. I just go and check it out every once in a while. I did do the paid version for about 3 months. It was completely worth it to me because, it will go through, it'll do a whole reputation scale level where you're at. It's going to give you your personal brand, the risk factors. It does not like solo cups or boob shots. Let me just let you know that. It'll kind of say, is this you? Is this you? But what I loved the most on the paid version is it actually gave me different tips for increasing every single one of my profiles that were found on the web. And I found, because my biggest issue was my name was found elsewhere, was all of my bios to be written in a third person. So it was my name being repeated over and over again. And that was really what helped me kind of grow that ranking up within just my digital footprint, because I have a huge competition out there. But definitely check it out. Check out the free version. I would love for you just to go to brandyourself.com, see what your rankings are. It'll have you kind of put in your name and it's going to give yourself a grade. And I would love to see everyone with an A+, but it will give you some recommendations. If you have a problem like me, maybe do a month of the paid and really go through all the different steps to what it can do to improve. It will, for each individual, I think LinkedIn was my big problem, all of that. It had me go to every single social profile, grade each one individually, and let me know ways that I could enhance it. And it's just kind of like a step builder into helping grow my digital footprint with my name. So definitely check out brandyourself.com. So checklist is, you should have kind of like a professional photo, something that represents you. Make sure you Google yourself, look at all of your different profiles you have out there, from, all the realtor.com, Zillow, all of that, all of, your MLS, all the designations you have, those profiles that are out there. make sure you have your bio, phone, email, website listed on everything. Do a Google search. I like to do Chrome Incognito, and then go to the free version of brandyourself.com to get tips for improving those top profiles, all of that fun stuff. And then definitely check out maybe Nextdoor, all of that. If you want the recording for this, as well as all the others, we have that available on Social Marketing Nut and all of that. We have a lot of other great little tips and videos that I've done in the past that we've added into the library. Starting next week, we are doing a summer camp creative with all of your admins in the creative and tech and tools group. Super excited to be able to have this. Lots of great classes. Mine is next week because I'm doing chat, click, and convert, how ChatGPT brings fun to your website, because I use it every single day. I absolutely love it, but we have a lot of great classes, especially having to do with marketing. Decided to have a fun little summer camp in a creative way. So we've got that. Make sure to check that out. If you're interested, we've been talking about doing this for over 4 years, and we're finally just making it happen and learning as we go with everything. Next week, if you're into KV Core, it's going to be kind of that beginner basics and some of my top tools and questions I get asked all the time. Even though it says, let's get started, nothing with me is going to be on that basics. You have all of their videos, you know, their Agent Quick Start Guide. That's going to be all of your basics. So I am not a basic kind of girl. I think anybody on here that knows me knows that. So I am going to be giving you my top asked questions. I am on KV Core every single day. I have done hundreds of hours of classes. I get the same questions all the time. And I have some of my top favorite tips as far as the questions and organizing your database to help it work, you getting it all organized so the system can help work for you. So lots of great stuff. We're doing these every month. So the second Thursday of the month is going to be a marketing style class. And then the third Thursday is going to be on KV Core right now until we get new Remax tools released. So definitely check those out. Anybody can register. I believe this is the only month I'm going to be doing it via Zoom. I think I'm going to move over to StreamYard, which is how we always did all of our live classes. I really like that platform. It's definitely more interactive and a lot easier for me to engage with everybody that's on here. So I think I'm going to try that next month. So make sure on my website that you register for next month's classes, since these are all on Zoom this month. But you guys are my guinea pigs, trying out new platforms on how I can make this work for everybody. And I think that is it. Let's see, what was my last slide? Yes, and that is next month. One of my favorite newest topics that my son told me about a year ago, and I didn't believe him, is ChatGPT and how it is really working, how it can work for you in your real estate business, how it works for me in my business, how it helps me work on the websites, all of that awesomeness. I cannot wait. It's going to be a great class because it's a fun topic. And some people are a little nervous about it. It's going to take your job. Absolutely not. It's going to take you to the next level. So I hope you guys join me then. I have this recording and I will be getting it out up in the cloud for all of those that have access to that. But I look forward to either next week or next month for our next marketing class, and love you guys. See you guys soon.